views expressed in this program are those of the participants and do not necessarily reflect the views of KLEK 102.5 FM, the voice of Arkansas Minority Advocacy Council, or our underwriters or sponsors.
Good morning, Jonesboro. This is KLEK 102.5 FM, and you are listening to Community Conversations with, my name is Micah Simone, and we also have Ms. Quavila Harden in the building today, as well as Dr. Charles Coleman.
He is the councilman for Ward 2, Position 1. So good morning.
Good morning. Ohio gozaimasu, they say in Japan.
Okay. Well, thank you for the foreign language lesson for the day. Okay, so we're going to get started right into our topic and talk about some recent things that are on the agenda.
Well, we say some recent things. There's so many recent things. And most of the things on the agenda is widening the area for Jonesboro for its transportation around Jonesboro. There is a strong issue. Jonesboro, in my mind, has really become a total metropolitan area.
Okay.
So we don't have the roads, the infrastructure that we really, really need to do a lot of things in Jonesboro. And I think sometimes that irritates the community, that they don't realize that it always takes money. It's not in our hands sometimes, because when you're dealing with the highway department, they have other ways of directing what we do and what we don't do.
Yes, sir.
Citywide, we complain, including me. I complain too, even though I'm on the council.
Okay.
About the widening of the streets and some other issues, transportation. So, there's a lot of issues. The other issues is building for apartment complexes, for housing, this type of thing. So we have so many things on the table, even the bicycle.
Okay.
Matter of fact, I was riding this morning behind a young lady. She was teaching her son how to ride a bicycle on the streets. And not just because I'm accountant, but I slowed down.
Okay.
And because the mother was in the middle of the street, the son was on the right corner, and because I guess of my spiritual nature, I just slowed down and just waited and then went around.
Okay.
The person behind me really got aggravated, wanted them off the street, but they have a right just like we have a right.
That's right.
Sidewalks. The sidewalks is also an issue. I believe that we need sidewalks. I think we need to do a little bit more, I can say, intelligence about the sidewalks.
Okay.
What I mean, because a lot of times when the sidewalks are being built, it causes flood issues.
Oh.
And so I think that needs to be a little bit stronger. But there's many diversified things that's happening on the council at this point.
When it comes to, we've talked about this with other council members and the mayor, over and over again. When it comes to building or not rezoning, adding new structures, say sidewalks, isn't there supposed to be, I guess, with the Corps of Engineers or another group of people that really survey the land to see, okay, what's the best move here before they just start digging in?
Well, you need to be, I always tell people, you need to kind of be careful with those statements for the Corps of Engineers.
Okay.
They give us information.
Okay.
But it's still up to the local engineer
and
people in the city to go out and rediscover what maybe the other engineers from other parts of the country said, you need this, you need that.
Okay.
Because the different structure of the city, or the infrastructure that I spoke about a few minutes ago, might not be conducive to what they're saying at that particular time. So that means there needs some work done before it can be an exact plan. And so that's the norm.
Okay. Alrighty, so I wanted to talk about, there was one thing that I saw on the agenda, and I don't want to go into it in detail, but just, this is something I never would have thought would have been on the agenda. So just, I would like for you to explain to people how things get on the agenda. Okay. Let's see, there was an order, I don't know if it was an ordinance. It was something concerning, I'm trying to find it. There was so many, like you said, there are so many things on this list. Okay. Request by First Baptist Church to set an appeal hearing regarding the denial by the MAPC to rezone property located on Wood Street,
Right.
from R1 to C4.
Okay.
And so I do know R stands for residential, C stands for commercial.
Okay.
Now these numbers that are attached, because we've also, talking to other council members, have heard other numbers, some in the double digits. So,
Well, let's kind of just go from the beginning on what actually happened.
okay.
When an individual or a company or group of people take things to the MAPC, and the MAPC either voted up or voted down, or either they table it until there's
Okay.
more information secured for them to have what they're going to do.
Okay.
Now, if the MAPC votes yes, or say whatever the vote is to make it yes, and there's nobody in the city or group or company that's going to fight it,
Okay.
then they send it to the city council.
Okay.
City council approve it. It goes on. But if there's anybody, even at the MAPC, they will ask if they have any objection and so forth about this piece. Okay. And then if that's questioned,
Okay.
then it's sent to the city council again. It's questioned, and people will come up to the podium in their 5 minutes and say this and that, or a group of people.
Okay.
Like one issue happened where the whole place was packed.
Oh, wow.
You know, and that's okay. But I guess in my mind, I think the whole place need to be packed regardless of what the issue is.
Yes.
Yeah. And they actually tabled one situation about some apartments. You know, you asked me about the something. That's how it really goes.
Okay.
And when it's tabled and the city council observe it, and there's also a debate at the city council, and then the city council has either to approve it or disapprove it, and that's the way it goes.
Okay. So I would really advise people, and we say this over and over and over, get to know who your council members are. Go to cityofjonesboro.org.
Right.
There's a wealth of a lot of information.
Well, the other thing about, I'm not sure I have more calls than anybody, but I guess being in Ward 2, Position 1, I have so many calls. But I have so many calls from people that are not registered to vote. And I still have to treat them the same as those that are voting. But I always do make the statement to them, you need to register. But at the same time, you got to complain. The other side of that complaint is people have come to me. I got an issue right now on Drake Street.
Okay.
Where the cars are lined up in the way. And this gentleman been, I guess, talking to me for about 3 or 4 months about they need to put some kind of place of sign that said no parking or whatever.
Okay.
Well, the citizens will come up and say, well, you need to do something about that. Well, that's true. Well, I do bring it to the council, but then I ask that citizen, would you come?
There you go.
Where I can help you with that, so when nobody shows up, all it is just my mouth against their mouth.
Yes.
And it's what I did this morning. I just went on sent an email to the chief police. I sent an email to the public safety individual.
Okay.
And I also sent an email to that client that actually has an issue.
Okay.
And so we're waiting on that to happen. So there are ways of doing things. And most of the time, I would say this about the whole council. In my mind, most of them are really good listeners, and most of them will do what they can. But if you don't come and support what you want done, sometimes that takes a little bit longer for things to happen.
Okay. You're tuned into Community Conversations on KLEK 102.5 FM. We're speaking with Dr. Charles Coleman, who is the council member for Ward 2, Position 1. If you have any questions or comments, please give us a call, 870-277-1080, or leave us a message on our Facebook live stream. Okay, so we, with other, individuals, we talked a lot about the whole rezoning issue, the issue of various apartment complexes or housing units being put in various places in hopes of changing the dynamics of the neighborhood.
Well, anytime you put apartments anywhere, it's going to change the dynamic. That's just something that's going to happen. The problem that I think most councilmen have, or most citizens have, is that our infrastructure sometimes doesn't warrant putting apartments in certain places because the streets are not wide enough. you're causing issues with children walking up and down the streets.
Okay.
Let me give you a prime example, and I have to be selfish with this example, is that I live on the north side, and we've been trying to get Patrick's widened for numerous of ages, and the reason being is because the apartment complex that we have on the north side, North Patrick, children are walking in the middle of the street, and they got ditches. Well, here we go again with this. It has to be a group or numbers of individuals to come and complain, and I've been fighting and complaining about it for over 6 years.
Is this the area from like where the fire station is up to Belt Street,
right,
which is on the back side of Walker's Court?
Absolutely.
And what I would like to see, because I know people that live over there, some people have to cross the ditch to get to the bus stop, which is, there should be like a bridge or like a structure,
right.
You know, but again, it takes the individuals who live there to say this is what we need and to actually show up at the council meetings.
Well, I'm going to say something that I'm sure is going to offend some people, but that's the name of the game. You know, a lot of people throw a rock and hide their hand.
Okay.
They want things done, but they won't step up. And then they try to put us in what we call a godlike position. You can't do that.
Okay.
You know, I have to, just like I've been fighting for that widening. So I have to, there's a process I have to go through. I have to go through the public safety.
Okay.
The public safety committee has to approve the engineering department working on that type of thing.
Okay.
So that might end up being number 20.
Okay.
Or something else is number 1. Now, who makes those total decisions is the administration. So I want to make sure that's clear. So it's not so much the councilman that makes that protocol 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
Okay.
And so I'm not sure at this point where that widening of that street is now. It's the same as I worked with a lot of people to get South Patrick widened.
Okay.
Well, it took 6 years. They finally doing it.
Yes. And
That's
like from, okay, South Patrick.
You know what Patrick and Washington is?
Okay. Yes.
They begin, and what I had to do was get the mayor to come down and actually drive his Escalade down there.
Okay.
And he couldn't hardly get 2 cars.
Oh yeah, that little bitty, like going down by the Evel and Watson. Yes, that's like a little.
Right. So we've only got it done so far, but it really needs to extend all the way over to Matthew.
Okay.
Okay. It's right now it's from Cape down to Washington, but it still needs to go across, you know, Washington to Matthew.
Yes.
That extent, because it's still not wide enough. Well, it's the same thing with North Patrick. And I will continue fighting along them on the council.
Okay.
Because that needs, I'm more worried about the children.
Okay.
You know, somebody getting hurt. And you say, well, things happen, something bad has to happen before something good can take place. That's not true.
It shouldn't have to be that way.
That's not basically true. So something, but at the same time, I need help with individuals coming forward. Not just talking to me on the street. Come and gripe to the whole council so that they'll understand this is very pertinent because it has to do with our children.
And I would love to see individuals from every side of town. We see the things that are happening. And not to say that obviously that those individuals are making the most noise, but again, the ones who make more noise are more likely to see more change happen.
That's hard. I hate to hear that, but that's just the truth about the matter. If you make enough noise, you know, I'm sure even on the council, I'm one of the ones that I do a lot of behind the scene work.
Okay.
I don't need to be on Channel 8 and on Jonesville Sun just ratings. I rather go to the mayor and try to get it done peacefully. I'll go to whoever I'm supposed to go to. Now, once I do that now, and nothing's done, then I'm going to raise all kinds of signs. I don't need 900 people.
Oh.
You know? So that's just me, you know, because I think you try to go what I call a subtle way, and then if the subtle way doesn't work, you know, you do what you got to do.
Do what you got to do. Okay. Did you have any questions or comments, Ms. Micah?
So, since we oftentimes see that members of the community don't attend the meetings,
Right.
has there ever been methods of reaching, such as to reach out to the members within certain wards, depending on what's being put on the agenda?
Every year, and I'm glad you asked that. Every year, each ward has a meeting at different places. we have it at Parker Park, but here we go again. Only 3 or 4 people show up.
Okay.
You know, there's an open meeting for you to meet the councilman, meet the mayor, meet the engineer. The engineer and the mayor comes in with a protocol observation of what's going on. And normally takes maybe 10 or 15 minutes, and it should be a house full of people asking questions. But there's only 1, 2, or 3 people asking questions. But I think this is just something, this is not to down anybody, so I hope people take this the right way. But speak up. But speak up knowing what you're speaking about, by the way.
Okay.
You know, because sometimes people will come with, my wife, I use the term yak yak. You know, just go on and on and on about nothing. Be specific. Have something written down where everybody's not a spokesperson.
Okay.
So sometimes I tell people that are not spokespeople, just write it down, what you really want to say, and then read it from there. That's cool.
I mean, even the professional public speakers have note cards with talking points.
Absolutely.
And then they just know how to expound on it.
Even if you don't know, you know somebody that might know that can show you how to put something on a card. And then you bring it and just read it. Because it's going to be read, it's going to be heard.
Okay.
Because every meeting we have the channel 8 there. And then it's also recorded by channel 24.
Okay.
Then Jonesboro's Sons individual is sitting there. So it's going to be a document that's solidified if you go up and speak about it. So if nothing's being done, you can always come back and say, on a certain date, you said, or they said. Matter of fact, that happened last week to the council. This lady, I mean, she had a card with the mayor said this, the city council said this, and I thought that was wonderful.
Okay.
Whether I agree or disagree had nothing to do with the issue, but I thought that was wonderful because she even made me aware of some things that I had forgotten about. So I think it's just a beautiful thing because we do have a beautiful community, regardless of where we are. And I still make the statement that Jonesboro is a blessed city. I think it could be double blessed if we have people in leadership that would, come out the closet and do some things, particularly ministers in the community. I think they need more to come out the closet and come and talk with what's going on and just not be in the pulpit on Sunday morning.
Be in the streets with the people.
Absolutely.
Because you have to step outside, and not to turn this into a religious, political, whatever, but you have to step outside of the 4 walls of a building.
Well, just like you said in the opening, if this is not the radio's view.
No.
But you're talking to me. This is my view. And nobody has to believe what I'm saying, but this is just the way I feel. And I'm sure some people probably don't like the way I'm saying it, but, I'm a Christian, but what a Christian says to me is that makes me a total servant to the whole community on any issue. So it didn't matter if I was even on the council, that I have an obligation to God to represent you, this radio station, anybody that has issues. And my job is to come before the council, if I wasn't on the council, to make this presentation. We need more of that.
Well, I really hope that everyone listening is, finding something within themselves to say, okay, I need to be more proactive. I need to be more present in not just my life, be more present in my community.
Absolutely.
Any little bit that anybody can do can add up to a lot. If one person did one thing, it'll be better than no one doing nothing.
Because this is your community. Just don't stand back and raise sand and then don't do anything about it. That's just something. That's just my nature probably because I want everybody to know I was raised in the streets. And my nature is to speak up and to speak out.
Okay.
But at the same time, you have to learn when to speak up.
When.
And where to speak up.
Okay.
And how to speak up. And it doesn't take a degree to do that.
Okay.
Some people feel as if they're not being properly represented, but they don't take the time out to go and represent themselves.
Absolutely. Because believe it or not, it might sound a little strange, but the citizens have more power than we do.
It's more of us.
Wow.
There's more citizens than council.
Yeah, you have more power but if you don't show that power, then things will just roll on and roll on.
Okay. Well, we just want to encourage everyone, go to the council meetings, get to know who represents you. Okay, if your council member is unreachable, reach out to there's 12 people on them city council.
They go by their house.
Call everybody. How about that? Just call everybody.
They come by my house, so go by there.
Oh, goodness.
And their information is listed on the City of Jonesboro's website. So when you go to departments, click on City Council and the members, and it pulls up their picture and their contact information. So you have no excuse
www.jonesboro.org.
Amen.
You have no excuse not to reach out. And all of the agenda, like I'm seeing meeting agendas and notes from meetings, way
meetings. Back. Well, sometimes we have these, not sometimes, here lately we have a lot of emergencies.
Okay.
Okay. And so we have to have call meetings. So you need to make yourself available for those meetings. We getting ready, matter of fact, we have one city council person.
Okay, go ahead.
We have one city council person that's leaving.
Okay.
And so we have an open position.
All right.
And I think the citizens need to bombard the mayor and put in some names.
You're listening to Community Conversations on KLEK 102.5 FM. We'll be right back.
Do you view leadership as a gift? I'm Mark Merrill with today's Family Minute. As a parent,